We go. Hey everyone, and welcome to Chef AJ Live. I'm your host, Chef AJ, and this is where I introduce you to amazing people who are doing great things in the world that I think you should know about. My guest today is Amanda Sick. She is one of the contributors, one of over 100 contributors to this week's epic vegan health bundle. We've done this bundle for the last 3 years, but never before has it been worth over $8,000 for a mere pittance of $49. If you'd like to buy the bundle from Amanda, her link will be right below this video. You click on more. It's called the show notes. And she has been on the show before, but she wasn't in the bundle before. So she's going to be making a couple of recipes from her book. I really think it's amazing because we were in another bundle together when I first spotted it. And I said, please join ours because, if you know me, I was a pastry chef. And so desserts are always near and dear to my heart, not just vegan desserts, but can you imagine that are free of processed sugar and oil? And she's going to make some of them today. Please welcome her back to the show. Hi, Amanda. Thanks for doing this.
Hey, yeah, thanks so much for having me on again.
Well, my pleasure. So what have you been doing since the last appearance on Chef AJ Live? I'm sure tons of offers have poured in since that epic appearance.
Yeah, I've just been still making all my recipes and just trying to grow my page and yeah, just staying busy for sure. Yeah.
And tell us what your page is if people want to follow you or interact.
So my main platform right now is Instagram. And I have two pages on there. One's just Amanda Sick, and that's kind of where I post like fitness and just general health stuff. But then I have my food page, which is Plant Creations. And that's where I post all my recipes and just food content and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I just really try to inspire people. Like this book that I have in the bundle is called Simply Sweet, and it's all plant-based, refined sugar-free, like desserts and treats. But I do make other recipes too on my page. It's not just desserts, but I definitely have a sweet tooth, so I
Well,
definitely lean
but
more towards.
that book looked so good to me, and the carrot cake really caught my eye. The carrot cake, I think they were like cookies. They looked amazing. Is it difficult to have two Instagram pages because sometimes you don't know what you're posting where?
Yeah, kind of. Sometimes I'll do like a collaboration between the two, so I'll post something and I'll post it on both pages if it fits. But if it's, I do like to have one dedicated to mainly just food, and then the other one I share more like fitness related stuff on there. So yeah, and then I did just recently start a YouTube channel. I need to start posting on there too. So I want to plan to grow that more this year. But Instagram has just been my main platform for the last few years.
Nice. Well, you seem very young. So how long have you been following a plant-based diet?
Yeah, thank you. I went vegan about 6 years ago when I was around 21. I'm 27 now. So yeah, it's been just about 6 years since I went vegan. But even when I first went vegan, I was still eating like lots of vegan processed food and like still refined sugar and that kind of thing. But it wasn't until I probably about 6 months to a year into being vegan, I really switched to like a whole food plant-based vegan diet with, no refined sugar, no processed food, that kind of thing. And that's when I really got into cooking and creating recipes. And it kind of forced me to get more creative in the kitchen. And like I said, I always have had a sweet tooth. And so I had to figure out ways to make like healthier versions of desserts and just things that I used to love growing up. And so a lot of my recipes, as you'll see today, I use dates in like most of my recipes.
Well, that's why I love you because I have a new book coming out next year called Sweet Indulgence, and everything is sweet, not just with dates, but just fruit in general, you know?
Yeah, dates are definitely nature's candy, and they have they're not just a natural sweetener, like they have tons of health benefits too. So I just love they're full of vitamins and minerals and fiber, and they just make a healthy dessert. Like,
I agree with you because I've been using dates exclusively for over 20 years and I don't get why people can't get the memo. Because I understand, like with salt, it's hard because, fake salt isn't salt. It's harder with salt. But with dates they're better than sugar. I feel like they contribute such a depth of flavor and there's interesting variety. So if you want something caramely, you can use a bari date. I just don't understand why people just like refuse to embrace dates when
yeah,
they're
and they're so versatile. Like you can blend them into things and make like a date caramel, and you can, yeah, exactly. And you don't, I mean, yeah. And most people when they try my desserts, like they don't care if it's vegan or not. I mean, it's kind of easy to make. That's the one thing with like vegan cheese and certain things. It's kind of hard to mimic the real thing for people that eat those things. So, but with desserts, I find that a good dessert's going to be good whether it's whether it's vegan or not. So like it's a good way to show people that you can still enjoy things and you don't have to restrict yourself, but you can still eat in a healthy way. So
Absolutely. It's amazing to me how many people have never even had a date. I mean, like the kind you eat, not the kind you go out.
Yeah,
You
before I
know?
went vegan, I don't think I ever had them. I don't think I did until I went vegan. So that definitely introduced me to a lot of new foods that I eat on the daily now.
Right. You know, I mean, think about it, like growing up, did we really have quinoa or chia seeds or
Yeah.
even kale? I don't think I even heard of kale. Yeah.
No.
Do you have a particular date you like to use the most?
I usually use medjool dates. I find they're like organic medjool dates. The ones that I'm able to find where I'm at are always pretty good, like really soft and caramely. But I have tried a couple different varieties, and I've liked them all.
Have you
Yeah,
had the Bari, my favorite Bahri?
I have. Yeah, those are really
Those are
good.
my favorite anyway. Yeah, nice. So what are you going to make for us today?
Yeah, so I have a couple recipes for my book I'm gonna do, and these are both like super simple. As you'll see, they're minimal ingredients. They're no bake recipes. So the first one is raw turtle brownies, and they're made with dates and walnuts, and you'll see the rest of the ingredients. And then the other one is peanut butter energy balls, and those come together in just like one bowl in just a few minutes. So yeah, so if you want, I can start with the turtle brownies.
Yeah, I love the name of it.
Yeah, so you'll need a food processor for sure. It makes a process a lot easier. So first, I like to just start with my dates in there and process those just to get them kind of stuck together. Um, Pulse it together, and then I'm using walnuts, but you can also use pecans. Um, Add
That's
those
so
in there.
interesting because I do a lot of date nut recipes and I always put my nuts in first and you're putting your dates in first.
I guess you can do either way, yeah. And then I have some coconut, shredded coconut. Obviously, a lot of people I know don't like coconut, so you can definitely leave that out. But I like coconut, so I add it in there. And then cacao powder. And then I have some date syrup, or you can just add a couple extra dates.
You're using all the kind of ingredient. That's why I love you because you remind me of a much younger version of me. And I didn't know about these healthy sweeteners. I mean, I'm guessing you're in your 20s and I didn't know about them back then.
Yeah. When did you go vegan again?
Well, I went vegan at 17, but I didn't go sugar free until I was 43, 21
Okay.
years ago. So
Yeah.
because I didn't know about dates. I mean, like I remember like at Christmas, like my grandparents would get this weird like dried fruit thing that looked like horrible, and I'm like, I'm not going to eat that. And there was probably some dates in it, but I'm like, if somebody had told me how delicious they were, do you ever have that rogue pit even in pitted dates that just stops your food processor?
Yeah. Yeah. I've had that. Hopefully that doesn't happen this time. Okay, so I added in the coconut, the cacao powder, and then I did add in some, just for like nutritional benefits, some hemp seeds and some cacao nibs to add like a little bit of crunch to the brownies. Um, when you're doing it, you might have to stop it like once or twice and kind of move things around a bit. Depends how good your food processor is, um, or how big it is, I guess, too. But just mix things around.
Which food processor are you using?
This one's pretty old. It's a Hamilton Beach one. I think I've thought about getting a new one. I've had this one for years, and I kind of want to get a bigger one, just so I can make larger batches of things. Okay. And then I just have a dish here lined with some parchment paper, and then I'll just And these, like I said, they're no bake and they're raw. So
That's the best thing because I used to live in the desert and I preferred all the raw recipes just because I didn't want to turn my oven on.
yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I make a lot of raw stuff in the summer here too, um, to avoid using the oven. Okay. And then basically you'll just spread everything out into the loaf pan and press it down into like an even layer. And then I like to set it in the freezer for just a few minutes. Well, I did already make it ahead of time, but the topping, because they're turtle brownies, so I made like a date caramel to go
I
on.
loved it. We had company last night and it was a potluck. And so somebody brought a fruit salad that had, I believe, blueberries, strawberries, and pineapple, which is, of course, delicious. And I made date caramel and then just putting it on, I mean, not that fruit isn't good, but putting it on a little bit of fruit salad, like took it next level.
Yeah, yeah, it's so good. Yeah, it's just two ingredients, just dates and water. That's all you need.
Yeah, I used almond milk just because that's what I had, and I put a little bit of I love, I don't know about you, Amanda, doing desserts, but I love putting vanilla powder in most of my desserts.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I'll add a little in the date stuff. I'll add a little cinnamon too, or like because I have like raw cinnamon rolls that I'll make. I'll
Oh
do
my
that.
gosh, I do you have a favorite cinnamon? Have you ever had the Saigon Cassia, which like really tastes like sugar, if you ask me?
I haven't. I've just had the regular, and then like I have the Ceylon cinnamon.
Yes,
Um,
they're all good, obviously, but
yeah.
cinnamon goes so well in desserts.
Okay, so I just press this down into a firm layer, and I'll just pop it in the freezer while I make the other recipe. And then we can top those when they're done.
Which is your most popular recipe?
Um, Probably the raw brownies, or I have these like cookie dough stuffed cupcakes.
Mm.
Those are really good. Those take a little more effort. They've got some more like components to it because they're like stuffed with cookie dough, and then I'll have to make like chocolate chip cookies to like put on top, and like a homemade frosting for those, and so they take a little more time. But um, yeah, and I have like the carrot cake ones you're talking about. Those are
That one really caught my eye. Speaking
yeah.
of catching your eye, what caught your eye in the bundle other than your wonderful product?
There's so much in there. One of them that really stood out to me was, I think her name's Karen. What's her last name? Blanking on her last name.
Well, there's a
Karen.
Karen Ramsey. Karen Ramsey has a raw product.
Karen has a it's a book on how she like cured her cystic acne that she had for 25 years.
Oh, nice.
And that really caught my eye because that's kind of, I didn't deal with it as long as she did, but that's kind of what sparked my health journey. When I was in college, I started developing really bad acne, like out of the blue. And so I kind of dove deep into research on diet and gut health and stuff. And so I kind of resonated a lot with what she talked about in her book, and talking about how, acne really comes from the inside, and you have to, heal the problem from within. And through the changes she made with diet and juicing and raw foods and stuff, that's really what helped heal her skin. And so I definitely resonated with that because I saw a lot of similarities with what I went through for a few years trying to heal my skin. So
Well, that's the thing, because even if somebody doesn't use every single product in the bundle, there's always going to be a few things that even if that's all you did, not all $8,000 worth, it would still be worth it.
oh, for sure. Yeah, there's so much in there. Like there's definitely something for everyone. Like, and it's not just recipes too. Like there's obviously tons of amazing recipes, but there's like courses in there, and there's, just a lot of people go in depth on, their healing journey and their story. And there's a lot that other people can, if you're going through something and you have a health issue and you don't know what to do, like there's someone in there, I'm sure, that has gone through the same thing, that tells their story of how they healed themselves. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in there.
That thing on your that luscious dessert on your Instagram page, you know which one I'm talking about? It's the first post. It's like the
The cookie dough
chocolate.
cake, the cake one.
Yeah, and the chocolate's just drizzling over.
Yeah.
What the heck is it?
brownie cake that I made for my birthday a couple years ago. And my last birthday, I made like this Twix cake. And that was a good one. Yeah.
Oh my God. Did you ever think of being like an actual pastry chef at the restaurant like I did for years?
I have. I love baking and I love, creating healthy desserts for sure. So I've definitely thought about it.
Well, I'll pass the torch to you.
So while those are in the freezer, we're gonna top them when they're after I make this recipe. But this one's super simple. These are peanut butter energy balls. And I know some people don't do peanut butter, so you can easily swap out and do like almond butter or even like sunflower seed butter or tahini or something. But basically, it's just oats. And for oats, I always recommend getting organic because oats are very heavily sprayed with pesticides and glyphosate and all that. So we want to try to avoid that. So it's basically just oats, and then I have a mixture of hemp seeds, chia seeds, and flax seeds that I'll add in there. And then for the wet ingredients, we have peanut butter, it's natural peanut butter, and some pure maple syrup, but you could also do date syrup. Um, Either way, just need a liquid sweetener for this one. And these are pretty high in protein and like fiber and just a good on-the-go snack too to make.
Do you eat dessert every day?
I mean, most days, yeah, but it's definitely like a healthier dessert. That sometimes I'll just take like a date and just put a little like nut butter in it, and that'll be my dessert.
Yeah, no, I eat dessert every day now. I mean, when I was losing weight, I didn't, but I'm able to because most of my desserts are like low calorie density, so it's
Yeah,
not a problem.
yeah. When you don't have that refined sugar, I mean, it's a lot. It's definitely not the same as eating like processed cookies or candy or something like that. So it's just the effect it has on the body is much
And
different.
well, because it's actual food, you know?
It's real food. Yeah, exactly. It's from nature. I mean,
You know, I actually once saw dates, I was doing a cooking demo for Chabad, a Jewish organization. So everything had to be bought at this particular store to be GLOT certified kosher. And they had dates there. I never saw them, I guess, before they get dried, and they were like green and they didn't look or taste anything like dried dates.
that's weird. Yeah, I've always wondered what like fresh dates were like. I've never
Yeah,
never.
I didn't buy them, but it was just so different because then I moved to the desert where like they just happen. Like, I mean, it's like 122 there, and the dates basically just like they're falling off the tree, you know?
Yeah.
So, but I think dates are amazing. And I'm so thankful to Colleen from I Love Date Lady because I used to make my own date syrup like, 20 years ago. And not that I can't do it, but it's by the time boil it and strain it, I mean, I
Yeah.
haven't saved really any money or any time. And now that Walmart carries date syrup, organic date syrup, it's so much easier.
I love that. I love that the date ladies in the bundle as well.
Right. And guys, 10% always off Date Lady. If you buy it on her website, Walmart will not give you the shipping fee. Darn
Yep.
that Walmart and Amazon for not honoring the 10%
Yeah,
off.
exactly. What's wrong with
Yeah.
Okay. And then I did add in, this is optional, I added in some chocolate chips, but the chocolate chips even are sweetened with dates. There's some brands
I
out
know.
there.
Isn't that amazing? You know, when I graduated culinary school in 2003, I learned how to make a date sweetened chocolate chip, but it was so labor intensive. You had to like drop each one on a pastry bag and a dehydrator. And I said to myself, why doesn't somebody make a date sweetened chocolate chip? I mean, I have these ideas and I like wish I could do them, and now they do.
Yeah, I know. I was so happy when I found those because
Yeah, it's fantastic. Nobody needs to have sugar. You can satisfy your sweet tooth with the fruit, the whole fruit, and nothing but the fruit.
exactly. And then I'll just use like a cookie scoop and just roll them into balls, and then I'll set these in the fridge or the freezer just to set for a little bit, and then yeah, these are just a good like on the go snack, or if you have kids, I'm sure kids would like these. Um, Very simple to throw together. And that's what I try to do with all my recipes, just make them very simple and, you know, just easy to make and accessible for everyone.
You ever teach cooking classes like online or in person?
I haven't. I've thought about it though. I've that is something that I think I would enjoy doing.
I bet you'd be great teaching kids because they eat a lot of sugar, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of that, there was another book in the bundle. I'm forgetting the lady that wrote it, but it's all about like cooking with vegan kids or for vegan kids. And it's like a cooking. I think it's a course, and it's like specifically targeted towards
Oh,
kids.
I
And
wonder if it's the one from Dr. Nikki Davis that you're talking about.
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah, she's great. I just love it.
that was really cool because I mean, a lot of kids. I mean, myself, I grew up eating the standard American diet and just very unhealthy. And I know that's unfortunately how a lot of kids grow up eating, and
Yeah.
a lot of people don't break that cycle, unfortunately.
Well,
They
that's
just
why when I saw your product in the last bundle we did together, I was like, I just hope she'll come in ours because it's a product I think people really would enjoy and they certainly need if they have a sweet tooth and are addicted to sugar. I don't think people realize it's not the same. Like even I was such a severe sugar addict until the age of 43, starting every day with a Coke Slurpee with 8 pumps of vanilla syrup and drinking 48-ounce Dr. Pepper at big gulps. But even if there's a little bit more calorically dense a dessert, meaning not as calorically dense as a regular dessert, because sugar is 1,800 calories per pound, whereas dates are 1,300. But even if it's a date and nut combination, because of the fiber, because you're the actual nutritional value of eating real food, people even, I mean, I guess there are always exceptions, but I don't see people like binging on these kind of recipes like they did on, things like Cinnabon and, Ho-Hos and Twinkies because it's actual food.
you're giving your body nutrients, so you're feeding your cells and you're feeding your body, and so you're not when you eat like highly processed stuff that has no nutritional value. Sure, it's high in calories and it tastes addictive because it's meant to be that way. So you want to just keep eating more and more, but
Yeah.
you're not getting any nutrients. So you're
Right. And because there's no fiber to ever make you feel full. So I think there's a big difference. And hey, if somebody can just not eat any kind of dessert, that's okay. But I wasn't able to just completely desserts. And so I thought dates were like kind of like methadone to get me off sugar. And they were great substitute. And like I say, it's weird because I like dessert, but I really like savory food a little bit more now. Like if somebody said to me, like, what do you want for dessert? I would always pick chips and salsa. I don't always do that because it is kind of weird, but that is my favorite food in the whole world. And it's not the most, it's not like kale and beans, but full disclosure, that's, I do the oil salt-free chips. I make them myself with Incredibles from Mi Rancho in the air fryer. So I don't have a problem with that. They're basically corn and water, but I
right.
still haven't found a salt-free salsa that I really like I don't see any that you can buy. And
Yeah,
homemade ones, they're okay. And I know how to make them, but I don't know.
yeah.
Somebody come up with one that Chef AJ likes, I'll promote the heck out of it that I really, really like.
Okay, so there's the peanut butter balls. Those just pop those in the fridge.
Those are so cute.
And
Is that your book printed out that I see to the left of the sink?
yeah, it's yeah, right there.
Yeah. It's beautiful. I really do love that book. And now
Okay,
people can get it as part of the bundle just by clicking the link below to get it from Amanda.
there are like 120 or so other books in there.
I think 125 is ridiculous this year. How I'm just so honored that all the people wanted to join us. So yeah. But your carrot cake one is the one, that's the one I want to make. That looks so good.
That's a good one for springtime too, for
Yeah.
sure. Okay, so I took the brownies out, and then I have the date caramel here. So I'll just spread that on the top, and then I have some, since they're turtle brownies, I have some chopped pecans and some more of those date sweetened chocolate chips that I'll add on top too.
Do you do anything with lemon? I love lemon.
Yeah, I have a lemon bar recipe in my book.
Oh,
Um,
that's my
I
very
love,
favorite. Anything lemon.
one of the other books I was just thinking that I saw in there that I really liked was from Alana. I think it's Alana Jordan. Her like it's she basically highlights a bunch of different herbs and spices in the book, and she'll like tell the benefits of each one, and then go in depth, and then she'll include recipes that include those different herbs and spices, which I thought was cool.
That's really cool. So you're just spreading the date caramel on the turtle brownies, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just Spread that on there. And then I'll just top them with some pecans. I'll do that.
That looks incredible. And for somebody that couldn't have chocolate, like you would ever maybe suggest carob powder to them?
Yeah, for sure. That would definitely work.
And some people say, well, I bought the bundle. There's no the
It's
bundle. It's
bundle.
like saying hey, I bought the avocado. There's more than one avocado in the world. So a lot of us contributors of books and content, we do multiple bundles a year for different producers. So the vegan health bundle is the one that I'm closely involved with, because I co-produce it with Lissa Maris of Raw Food Romance. And to my knowledge, it's the only one that I've seen, and I've been doing bundles for over 10 years. It's worth over $8,000. So we also have new contributors each year, not just, sometimes it's the same contributor, but they can't put a product in that's been in our bundle before. That doesn't mean that it didn't exist elsewhere. So that's another advantage to the bundle.
Yeah, there are lots of bundles that go around multiple times a year, but this one's different.
Once a year. And also we don't take the same product year after year like some bundles do. And we have lots of the amazing plant-based doctors that participate in our bundle, like Dr. Nikki Davis, who we just mentioned, and Dr. John McDougall, Dr. Joel Furman. So there's a lot of really good stuff in it. So check it out, because honestly, when it's gone, we really mean that. I don't know about you, but we get so many emails, that come in after midnight on March 11th, the day after the bundle ends, begging.
Yeah, can I get it now?
Out of, we promote it as much as we can for the 10 days. That's why I do about 5 shows a day or more during bundle, but really it wouldn't be fair, because then it's not special if it was available all year round. So, it's really cool. Did you contribute to the multi chef book? We have a book this time that Lissa created from all of us, not all of us, but all those that wanted to. We put a unique recipe in, and that book is never going to be sold anywhere. So it's a spring recipe book from all the bundle creators. And I put a recipe in that isn't even in my book. I put in a lemon blueberry cornmeal muffin. So it's a pretty cool book. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that you guys had that idea to add that, because it does add something else, something that's never going to be available again. I like that.
Never before.
Okay. Kind of messy, but you can kind of see here. I just topped it. It's all raw. It's all whole food based. Easy to make.
Guys, even if that's only book you want to use in the bundle, get the bundle from Amanda, because I'm telling you, that book is good.
Yeah,
well, I'll make a joke here. That book is sick. Because apparently that's a synonym for really, really good, right?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, my book has about 50 or so recipes just like this. So you're getting that, and then you're also getting, hundreds of other amazing recipes in the bundle.
Might even be over 1,000 recipes. We haven't counted.
Honestly,
a lot.
If there's over 100 books, yeah, you're right.
I mean, because figure each book, we have to have it at least 20 recipes in a book. So there's got to be over 1,000 new recipes in there.
For sure. Yeah.
Nice. So if people want to keep in touch with you, follow you, where should they go?
Yeah. So Instagram, it's at plant_creations. And then my other page, where if you're interested in more fitness content and more like general health stuff, that's just amanda.sick on Instagram. And then I have my website is myplantcreations.com. And I have like an online apparel store on there and some other stuff. And then my YouTube channel, which I'm going to start growing, is just plant_creations as well on YouTube. So I plan to start growing there and posting more this year. So yeah.
Nice. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for being vegan, and thanks for making such incredible healthy food.
Of course. Thank you.
And thanks all of you for watching another episode of Chef AJ Live. Please come back soon for another great show. We're doing at least 5 shows a day during bundle week. And if you'd like to get the bundle from Amanda, right below this video, click more, and that is her unique link. Take care, everyone. Thanks so much for watching.